But anyway, we're back. Dude, this is a legendary performance here. Run Dota to end the stream. I can't do it on a short week. It's just analytical suicide. But in January, when, you know, ad revenue is 0 anyway, that's a great time to start talking about playing a month-long Dota arc. Ow! Almond milk is scary. That's scary to a guy like me. I meant it to be a fart, but it kind of sounds more like a old airplane. YouTube commentators. Wait, I got it wrong. YouTube commenters when they get nothing but Dota videos on Christmas Eve. Oh, I can't even imagine. Or maybe, honestly, there might be some people that would be stoked. They'd be like, oh my god, I've been asking for more Dota 2 for 11 years. My prayers have been answered. Community kind of chill, to be honest, for the most part. There's a few weirdos, but I mean, that's... Look at the website we're on. No, we're not taking that. You a spirit breaker head? I'm sorry to say, but despite being a loner alpha, I'm kind of a needy beta in Dota. I much prefer to be a support who goes in on a gank as like support. Maybe I have like my Q, so I got a stun or at least a slow or something like that. Than to be the guy who's like, I'm just gonna go out there and feast. What do you do if your team gets mad? I don't know, it's been a while. 10 years ago, get mad back for sure. Now, I don't know. Probably just go, no, 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 no. Spirit Breaker's a support now? What the fuck? He's literally like a demon wolf with horns that runs across the whole map to trigger a devastating stun, man. They're crazy for that one. Feels like I'm walking on sunshine. You should put memes in your game. They will never be old and have people go, what is that? And then someone's gonna say like, it's a reference to a song. Well... Fuck, deserve that. I was getting a little too pithy. Is it not a reference to the song? It's a reference to the song. It's a reference to a lady on the television show Intervention doing like Duster and then saying it feels like I'm walking on sunshine. Chat will say hold R to this. Right, listen. They never should have made it so you can quick restart Isaac runs. It's that simple. It made the next generation of Isaac players weak. It's that simple. Millennials, back me up. We survived drinking from the garden hose. There's no shot we're gonna hold R when we get money equals power on the first floor. Hold. Come on. Chiblee was keep gambling gas. It kind of looked like gas. It looked like it could be friend slop. It got me thinking about like an incremental gambling game because they did it right. It's like instead of you growing your bankroll and then playing like bigger and bigger slot machines, they literally, did you see that fucking dodge? Holy shit. They literally said, hey, you're rich now. Run through a hallway of slot machines and play every single one of them individually, like, as you run. I thought it was such a cool way to, like, iterate on the design. Hold. Hold. Easiest fight of my life. Big Steven, Big Steven, Big Steven. Big Steven! Holy shit, I've heard tell of its existence, but scientists have never observed it in vivo. That's what you miss when you hold R, bro. That's what you miss when you clone your dog. Man, if everybody cloned their dog, we'd still be on wolves right now, bro. You mean in vitro? No, bro, I mean in vivo, in real life. This ain't the fucking laboratory. I've met Vito, bro. He's not here. Vitro, whatever. You mean in utero? Now we're talking, bro. Why the fuck Steve Albini have to say that shit about Steely Dan, man? Now every chat I go into, someone goes, hey, you're the Steely Dan guy, right? What do you think about Steve Albini? And I gotta go, oh, fuck. What did he say about them? I think that he like hates them more than any band that's ever existed in history or something. He basically did to Steely Dan what Quentin Tarantino did to Paul Dano. Trolling librarian? What, because I took an amazing item? Are you cracking my spine? You really think I'm Danny Aiello, bro? Bro could crush my ribcage with his bare hands. Huge. We're in Steely Dan December. What about Joan Baez January? Nah, I don't think so. I don't know what January is going to be yet. I'll tell you one thing though. I think it's very unlikely to get selected on an alliteration basis. I gotta wait till it comes to me. I don't. To be honest with you, it could be fucking Steely Dan January. It might be boring for you, but you're not the one who is fucking listening to it, and listening to it is peak. Plus, there you go, Steely Danuary. Maybe it will be on an alliterative basis. Oh. Are you fucking shitting me? We should hold R on that one, out of principle. Kate and Luna gonna hate you? I swear to you, I thought that was the case. But we had to go to a thing in our daughter's school on Tuesday. Like last Tuesday. And just out of inertia, we had my playlist on. And then when we got back to the house, fellas, I genuinely heard my wife singing to herself, try again tomorrow. And I was like, oh shit. And then I went, is that Steely Dan? And she went, yeah. I said, I thought you didn't like it. She said, I never said I didn't like it. The Bob Dylan didn't hit. The Bob Dylan didn't hit. We might have found a little, not to say it's her favorite music of all time, but we might have found a little common ground on the late 70s Steely. I don't know about the early 70s Steely, where it's a little bit more classic rock and a little less jazz rock, but the late 70s Steely might be wife approved. Can't believe Bob Dylan didn't hit. Well, like, I was listening to a lot of stuff from the 70s, and like every song from the 70s is basically about how much he hates his ex-wife. So, and his voice is a bit of an acquired taste, so we can see the vibes are a little off on that one. My wife can't stand the harmonica in Blonde on Blonde. Completely, I disagree with her, but completely understandable. It is loud as fuck. But she'd probably like, if she can persevere, she probably likes Sooner or Later One of Us Must Know, right? It's got a like a certain Wes Anderson style harpsichord plays as a piano, but you get the idea. Anyway, that's all I got. Best song on the album? No, you motherfucker. Sooner or Later One of Us Must Know is not the best song on Blonde, you motherfucker. Visions of Johanna is off. No, it is? No, Nolan, no, it's not. Oh my God, you're being serious. No, Nolan. You have to listen to it 100 more times until you realize that Visions of Johanna is the best song on the album. It's not Sooner or Later One of Us Must Know. You're breaking my fucking heart, Nolan. You're breaking my heart. I don't, you can say Sad-Eyed Lady of the Lowlands if you want, but I don't know. Half of that song, I don't know what he's talking about. I get that he's talking about his, like, fiance, but also at the same time, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about with the drums, man? Visions of Joanna is the GOAT. Best song on East? Oh, maybe it's Joanna Newsom January. It's been a minute, man. I could see myself pumping some watts to Cosmia. It might be Only Skin. I mean, there's only like 5 songs, right? It might be any of them. Except I will say the last track on the album for me, like the lowest track is Sawdust and Diamonds, which is still a great song. But all the other ones are in contention for me for best on the album, I think. What a fucking dodge. What a fucking dodge. Fuck you. Worst song on Blonde on Blonde? A lot of the songs that people hate on the album, I fucking love. The worst song is probably... Pledging My Time, maybe. Or, what's the Norwegian Wood riff that's closer to the end of the album? Fifth Time Around, maybe? I really like Rainy Day Women 12 and 35, and I really like what a lot of people think is one of the most annoying songs that he's ever done, which is your brand new leopard skin pillbox hat, which I think is fucking awesome. But a lot of people are not fucking with it at all. That's a top half for sure. He saw you making love to him, bro. You forgot to close the garage door. It's such like a... such a sick burn. What the fuck was he even talking about? He had a fancy girlfriend and he hate that. Merp. She tells me every day. Something like that. How was it a burn? They were fucking in the garage, Jerry. That's gold. That's gold. Growing out the beard? No, kid's just off from school. Got a limited amount of free time, unfortunately. So passively, yes, but like actively, no. I would die to shave, to be honest. But gotta make a choice. Looks great. Nah, we're gonna be shaving. Thank you for saying that. We're gonna be shaving. I got the scraggler going. It's not good. I hear you. I always know that I'm letting it grow too long, which you get. I would love to shave like every second day if I could, but it just isn't in the cards right now. But I know I'm letting it go too long when I start to think about going to a barber shop to get it shaved, which is like, it seems like it's backwards, but you're like, my hair on my face has grown out so long because I don't have like 15 minutes to trim it. Maybe I'll make an appointment, drive to a barber shop, and then sit in the chair for an hour. I don't know what it is about it, but like the longer the hair on the face gets, it's like the more tempting it gets to get the full barbershop shave. Getting a pro to clean you up sounds awesome. I think if you got like lines and stuff to maintain, it makes a lot of sense, but like, I just kind of take that shit off all smooth like, so I don't really need like an expert. I just kind of keep rubbing my head until I don't feel any hair anymore. Which is, it takes longer than you'd think given what you can see in the camera, but used to be able to get a shave and a haircut for 2 bits too. I don't know how much that shit would cost you now. Probably like 5 bits maybe. I don't know, like a 6 3/4 bits. I don't know. I don't even know how much that shit costs. Shave and a haircut in NYC, $90. That seems about right. I would expect to pay $40 to get shaved at the barber shop. But as with everything here, you gotta remember you're not really paying for like the shave. You're paying for the chair more than anything else. Like the dude running the... I feel like I'm a little worried that my city's not gonna exist in its current state in like 10 years. There's an article that the Vancouver restaurant industry has been ringing the bell for like, you know, I don't know, a generation that like the restaurant industry's in trouble. But I read an article this weekend that was like that the standard profit margin at a restaurant in Vancouver used to be about 11%. So if you sat a table for $100, you know, you're pulling out $11 as the business owner by the time you pay rent, utilities, staff, food, etc., etc. And the article seemed to imply that broadly that heuristic has now gone down to 1.5%, man! Which seems like at that point, if you own a restaurant and you're taking on all the risk of like running a business and hiring people, and you know, people are leaving you 1-star Google reviews because they have psychosis and stuff like that, you're probably like, maybe I'll just buy a GIC instead. Maybe I'll just maybe I'll take all my money out of the restaurant and just buy a GIC that pays like 4% so that I don't have to fucking roll the dice on making 1.5% or something. That seems crazy, man. Is this good? Not really. That's true. Luckily, there's lots of people who have fantasized about running a restaurant for their entire lives, and they will continue to ignore the warning flashing alarms and get into the business. And I hope it works out because I like to eat outside of my house. I would love nothing more. I mean, we already have a really good restaurant scene. It just seems like it exists despite, you know, all logic pointing in the other direction. Imagine how good the restaurant scene would be if, like, the profit margin was, like, 12% instead of 1.5%. We'd probably have a couple more Taco Bells, at least. That's daily interest, though. The fund is yearly. Don't... Listen. You're doing something that I really don't respect, which is you're making business majors look like their school is hard. You know the joke about how you walk by the business classroom and it says like profit equals revenue minus costs? You're the guy with the notebook that's that's writing it down and going, I never thought about it that way. So don't do that, please. Anyway, that's all I got. Chiblee, we had a good bit today, and it's actually the rare crossover bit from my chat that I think you might like, which is we have to watch The Matrix in dubbed French. I know there's got to be a dubbed version of The Matrix out there for French cinemas, and just thinking about shit like, apparently they don't call Morpheus the One, they call him Le Unique, which is fucking cool. I think that's sick. W French in the chat, yes, W French. What? Why, oh why, didn't I take Le Bleu pill? They do, apparently they do call him Monsieur Anderson as well. What do they call Agent Smith? I guess they're the Le Agent Smith. So I do know I can't remember if it was Quebec or France, but apparently Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, his localized title in French was Agent 006, which is a fucking funny name. Bro, I'm gonna die. On the God Run and I'm gonna die? Nah, I don't think so. Maybe next time we won't fight a boss that hits you and you can't even see what he's hitting you with. Hogged. Anyway. I'm going to a clam bar in New York later today. Any advice? Don't pick up your fork, Yeti. Don't pick up your fork. Wait, Joey in chat? King of the Streets in chat? W Joey? For the song, not for the horrible stuff apparently he did in his life. Chibli, don't put that evil on Yeti. Yeti's got enough problems out here without getting gaslit. Matt LeBlanc? I'm so French, I think Matt LeBlanc is Daniel Craig. I'm so... There's gotta be a joke here. Matt LeBlanc sounds like what they call Gandalf in the French dub of Lord of the Rings. And Matt LeBlanc, why did I go Dennis Miller? Why do I always default to the Dennis Miller cadence? Oh, please, Penny. Your French is so bad, you think Gandalf's name in the French Lord of the Rings is Matt LeBlanc. Yeah, much better. Sheldon cadence. Sheldon cadence might work. What's the deal with airplane food? Low key, someone's got to hold Jerry Seinfeld accountable for that. I don't know if it's different in the 80s, but the airplane food ain't that bad these days. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's good, but bro hasn't been on an airplane in a bit. Yes, it is. Some of the airplane food is all right, man. I don't know what it is. Airplane food mashed potatoes go crazy. I guess mashed potatoes just taste better if they're like pre-cooked and then wrapped in foil and kept in a warmer for like 4 hours. I get hyped for airplane food. Some of the meals ain't that bad, man. And before you say it, I'm flying fucking coach, okay? I'm flying economy. I'm getting the same meal on a transatlantic flight that you're getting. They've been actually serving some stuff that has dignity. 10 years ago, it was a little bit more fucked up, for sure. Yeah, we donate here. Yeah, but you're the only person on the plane? Well, you think you're talking to Vince Young, bro? They always serve that cold bread. It's kind of sick to have a wife who doesn't really like bread that much, and then a daughter who also doesn't really like bread that much. Because if we're on a long flight that actually gets a meal, I mean, I just got 3 rolls, bro. And there's really nothing else to do on the airplane but eat. So you know I'm chowing down. But dads, don't you hate it when you ask your daughter what meal they want, and it's not the one of the 2 choices that you want, and then she takes 1 bite and goes, I don't really like this, and you're like, well, why couldn't you have gotten the fucking chicken? Because then I would have happily eaten your chicken. But I don't want to eat this fucked up, like, microwave Tuscan penne that's been... like the noodles, as soon as you poke them with the fork, the noodle just disintegrates. And the noodle is penne. It shouldn't be disintegrating like that. And the fork is made of some fuck-ass recycled plastic, so it shouldn't be disintegrating anything. You gotta go to better restaurants? They don't have them in row 37G, bro! I just gotta get whatever they give me from the trough. Oink, oink, piggy. This is so true. Oink, oink. Oink, oink. Who wants a fucking half a can of Diet Coke, bitch? Oh, your lips look really dry. Have you been waiting a long time for this can of Diet Coke? Wow, it would be a fucking shame if the row in front of you, 8 hours into the flight, goes, do you have any more vegetarian entrees? And we gotta push the cart all the way to the back of our witty-bitty airplane. Be another 8 minutes till you get your fucking Diet Coke, bitch. Fuck. Be a shame if on your 90-minute flight, the guy in front of you ordered 7 alcoholic drinks, so it took forever for them to get you with your fucking Canada Dry ginger ale. I'm going in. In all seriousness, though, screw vegetarians. Ain't that the truth? I've been saying they've been having it too good for too long. Vegetarians, you can still order a vegetarian meal on the airplane, but you don't get your meal first anymore. You get your meal second. You've been getting it first for the entire time I've been alive. Now everybody else is getting the meal first, and you guys are getting the meal second. You've had it too good for too fucking long. Remember that episode of Kitchen Nightmares where Gordon Ramsay tricks a vegetarian guy into eating meat? And then everybody goes, "This is awesome." And the troll face is crazy for that. I'm a vegetarian. I don't remember if he says this, but you can imagine it. Vegetarian because I just don't believe in murdering animals and then eating them. There's plenty of food we can eat that's already vegetables. Oh, really? You like that pizza you just ate? Yeah? Well, that's made of people. I mean, pork. So, sorry, you hypocrite. We tricked you into eating something that you have an ethical dilemma about. So I was still thinking about Hannibal. Remember that lady crying over the sourdough bread? I will never, ever take her side. As long as I live, if you ever want to know if I've been replaced by a body snatcher or like AI has been running the show, just go, "Hey NL, how do you feel about that lady at J. Willie's on Kitchen Nightmares that started crying because she didn't get the right kind of bread?" If I ever say something other than that middle-aged lady should chill the fuck out, oh no, my burger's got sourdough bread instead of hamburger buns, it's not worth crying over, you're like 50 years old. If I ever go, she was probably having a hard day and maybe the burger just pushed her over the edge. If I ever say some shit like that, I have been captured and I need you to save me. She probably was, though. She literally, I say this, because they were filming, and they knew that they were filming, I literally think she just wanted attention. Maybe that's the demon mode took over for a second. I think she just wanted attention because she was on TV. I don't think that in a non-filmed restaurant environment, I don't think she's crying because they got the wrong hamburger bun on her burger. I think she might be pissed off. I don't think she's going to emotionally break down. I want to watch that shit on stream. She's my #1 op. I know nothing about her except that. She might literally, like, give all of her money to charity. But she's, for the rest of my life, she's an op, as far as I'm concerned. Like, why was she freaking out so much over she got sourdough bread instead of hamburger buns? It's not that big of a deal. And then Gordon just makes it worse because he's the show. You've made this woman cry. Bro, she came pre-moistened. Let's put it that way. It's a horrible way to phrase that. That's the other thing, and I thank you for saying it. Sourdough bread is fucking good. So listen, it's not the appropriate little vessel for a hamburger patty, but still, like, it's good bread. I mean, it's not like you asked for an Impossible Burger and they gave you a fucking Beyond Burger. I'd be crying too, man. The Beyond Burger doesn't hold a candle to the Impossible Burger. We're talking about hamburger bun for sourdough bread. That's like it's almost a like-for-like substitution, man. They're both good. Yeah, I was vice signaling. I actually think that the Beyond Burger is still pretty good. Why did I walk into it? Why all the question marks? They're not that bad. I will say I'm past the phase where I would like cook and eat Beyond Burgers or order them on a menu just because they're there. Now I've relegated the Beyond Burger to standard burger territory, which is like essentially I just don't eat it because I guess I just don't like burgers all that much. Hold. Not virtue signaling. I just like, you know, I mean, I don't dislike burgers, but like at a restaurant, there's usually so many other things that I'd rather eat. And maybe I should order some appetizers now that I know that they got a 1.5% profit margin. It must be, the other thing that must be fucked up about running a restaurant is like overhearing the tables be like, they're charging this much for this, and then realizing that like the $12 entree is literally putting like 14 cents into the pocket of the business. Like buddy, it's costing us like, the nachos are 17 bucks, it costs us 16 bucks to get them on the table. Hold. W nachos, yes, man. Where do all the new restaurants come from then? High-paying second-income spouse, I think, largely. Or if it's a chain, like low-interest loan from the Development Bank of Canada. Not eating burgers is performative. I eat plenty of shit that's horrible for me. I've eaten so much Halloween candy since Halloween, man. Fucked up my gut so bad I bought fiber supplements and actually they started doing something. Do you know how bad your gut has to be able to tangibly feel the benefit of a fiber supplement within 2 days? It's been 2 months. I know, man, and Halloween candy multiplies. Somehow, like, we didn't get over escape velocity, so there's still more being generated every single day than I can consume. I don't know, burgers, I'm not obsessed with burgers, I guess. Allison Burgers? What is that, like Elvis Costello's restaurant? Shake Shack? I do like a Shack burger. I can be persuaded to eat Shake Shack whenever I see a Shake Shack, which is about 2 times a year, I'd say. You literally don't even have to shoot. Here's a game for people that like to get drunk and drink beer or get high and smoke weed. You don't run out of the not even having to shoot the enemy's juice or nothing. They did miss an opportunity with Austin Powers. Shake Shack crossover. Shall we shack now or shack later, baby? It writes itself, man. It writes itself. Do I make you frozen custard, baby? It's more of a Robin Leach than an Austin Powers, I guess. For those of you who are too young, Robin Leach was the host of a TV show called Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, which would not play as well now as it did in the 80s and 90s. Basically a show where they went to rich people's houses and were like, look at how rich this man is. Isn't this awesome? It was like MTV Cribs, but like the people actually owned the houses instead of just renting them. That's the other thing, is that they were always complaining. Which is why Good Charlotte wanted to rob them. You think that's funny? You think it's funny to say that if we didn't have Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, we could have avoided Good Charlotte? Yeah, well then Cameron Diaz would never have met Joel Madden, bro. Her one twin flame. And Benji Madden would never have met Nicole Richie. And thus, I never would have figured out that Nicole Richie, surprisingly, was actually adopted, which I found interesting. I didn't know that. I think I told you about that last week, though. Lock in. We win these. We win these because Librarian is preparing the revenge arc right now. Hillary Duff would have been better off. The beer heiress. I'm replying to old shit. I'm stupid. It literally happens to the best of us. You're not a real chatter until you've accidentally... I was going to say you've been typing in a VOD, but then I realized you actually can't type in VOD anymore, so I'm not a real chatter. Apparently I'm not a real chatter. Wikipedia says Hillary Duff was the Queen's 18th cousin. How about that? Nepo baby. Nepo baby. That's why I never watched Lizzie McGuire. Which is tough, because Beans was funny as fuck, man. Isn't that what the kid's name is? Yes? That's Even Stevens? Ah, shit. Beans is from Even Stevens. Let's buy a car? Julie, I said it in your chat. Car guy with no license. And I'm not even being a hater. It's actually the opposite. Car guy with no license is a vibe. Certainly we need this. I think it's like it's a nice little wrinkle. Because I don't know if you have this, I'm assuming you do, because I think this might be like a universal thing. Over here, car guys typically, they become really into cars. I don't know if you know, there's a whole genre of North American man whose like Facebook profile picture is still just a car that he had in high school. And I know you're picturing like a car from the 1960s right now, like a red, like beat up American muscle car or something. No, man, I'm talking about like from 2006. So there's a genre of man that kind of just falls in love with the first used car he bought in high school and spends all his time talking about how he's like souping up this car. And, you know, usually he'll be like a friend of a friend in a group, and he'll be talking about, you know, like he got the turbo redone last week. It's got aftermarket, like, air intakes and stuff like that. It's a perfectly wholesome type of guy. It's just like just a guy who's really into cars. But then he always has a license. And the reason I know is because I know this guy. And he was always like, hey, are you guys want to go? Sure, I'll drive. And then like the way that you would pay him back for him driving you, if it was a road trip, you would give him a little gas money. But if it was just like a trip to Walmart or whatever, you would just sit in the car while he did donuts in the empty parking lot and go, wow, that's sick. So to be that guy but not have a license it's unusual to me, but it's unusual in a way that I find interesting at a bare minimum. Because you can appreciate the engineering of an automobile without necessarily wanting to get involved with the day-to-day drudgery of actually driving one. Makes sense. Ghibli fell off his bike 3 times in 2 weeks. I'm literally talking to my friend right now. Why are you getting involved? True, but I'd low-key love to go to the store sometime. I feel like I'm a little millennial devil on your ear. That's going like, you should get your driver's license. But like, if you can't really walk to the store or take public transit to the store, a car is kind of the move, man. Like it's, the bus smells like cigarettes. Well, then you should take the bus. That's totally fine. I mean, the bus is always a little bit fucked up. It's also kind of awesome. I mean, the bus is fucked up because it's like an accurate representation of like society. Like, you got people on there that are not following the social code. You got people out there that are not following the golden rule, and then you got people on there that are heroes, man. I'm so fucking good at Isaac, man. This is crazy! We could do one more.